So, you guys know who this is, huh? Ew. Scorpion. Yeah, don't like scorpions. Anybody ever had a scorpion in your house? You ever had to get stung by a scorpion? Yeah, it hurts, right? So this is a bug, right? We call these guys bugs. Okay. Now, we also talk about bugs in computers, okay? But they're not really bugs. It's not like they're little scorpions crawling around inside your computer when it doesn't work. What happens is programmers make mistakes. When they make mistakes, they put in these things we call bugs in the software. So what our company does is hunt for bugs. So let's see an example of a bug. Next slide and the video, please. Exit out and get the video up. Now, there's nobody in this rocket. There's no animals or people in this rocket. Go ahead and play it. Stop the Area 5 rocket. Stop. See it tipping over? And they had to blow it up. Because they let it fly. When it tipped over like that, they have no idea where it would come down. It might have come down on people the first time. Okay? So, why did that happen? Why did the thing tip over? It tipped over because it had a bug. Okay? Does anybody know the story about the Area 5? How? Yeah? Yep. It had a problem in talking inside of it, right? Yeah, so there's a computer at the top that tells the rocket, the part at the bottom, how to direct the fire coming out of the bottom, right? The thrust, it's called. Okay, there's a little nozzle. You ever seen the space shuttle take off? There's those little nozzles on the bottom that can kind of move around. Those nozzles are being moved by a computer to control the exact path called the trajectory, okay? And so there's a computer down at the bottom controlling the nozzle. There's a computer up at the top that's saying, okay, what do I need to do to adjust the trajectory, the path, to make sure that I'm flying the right way? The computer up at the top sent a message down to the computer at the bottom that the computer at the bottom didn't understand. It's like if all of a sudden I started speaking Spanish or Hebrew or something to you, you don't understand those languages, you'd be saying, what? What? So that's what happened, except the computer, when it gets confused, it just does the wrong thing. So that's what happened. The computer at the bottom got confused about what to do with the nozzle. It pointed it the wrong way, the rocket tipped over, and then the people on the ground had to make it explode so that it wouldn't come down and hurt anybody. Billions of dollars of equipment lost. So that's bad. Yeah? Question?
If a spark came down, it could have started a fire.
It could have started a big fire. It could have injured people very badly. It's a very dangerous thing. So, you guys know where this is?
Dirt.
Well, it's dirt. It's where? Yep.
It's on the moon rock.
It looks kind of like the moon, but it's actually...
Is it?
No, it's Mars.
Oh, no.
Mars, right? This is the surface of Mars. The picture was taken by one of these guys, the Mars rover. Okay? Now, when they sent one of the first Mars rovers up there, it had a bug. Right? Now, this bug didn't make the rocket tip over and crash, though. This was a different kind of bug. This kind of bug caused the computer that controls the rover to stop when it gets too much information. We call this crashing. Okay? You know how at the end of a really long day at school where you learned a lot, your brain is full, and you're like, ooh, I learned so much today. And you're that's crashing. But when a computer crashes, it just stops. Okay? So that's what happened. And they had to try to fix it remotely. Now, they were able to get it fixed, but it's very difficult to fix a computer from a long way away. It's much better to make sure it's going to work properly first. Sure, you had a question?
My DSi, it turns off all of a sudden.
Turns off all of a sudden. That's a bug. That's right. Very good. You had a question too?
It's like when you're trying to do something and it doesn't go well and you get confused and you can't figure out how to fix it, you just want to stop it.
Yeah, it's a crash too. Yes, you had a question.
What if a bug is in your house and it like flies out the door and lands on the wrong phone?
That's not the right kind of bug that we're talking about. We're talking about a bug inside a computer, not a bug flying around your house or stinging you on the foot like a scorpion ring. Yeah, one other question?
One time when we were going to my nana's house, my dad's trailer tire blew up.
Okay, that's not a bug in software. That's a failure of a physical thing. Okay, so when software fails, you can't actually see it fail, but you see the symptom. Okay, so maybe you can have a computer that fails and then it doesn't warn you that your tire is low, and then because of that, the tire blows out. Next slide. So what else uses software? Cars, yeah. CDs, that's right. Refrigerators. You can order food on the internet on refrigerators now. Can you believe that? This is a 787 Dreamliner. This plane is, all of the controls are done by computer. There's no hydraulic connections to the wings anymore. Yep, you got ATMs. This thing, anybody know what this is?
It's a vacuum cleaner.
It is. It's a Roomba. It's a computerized vacuum cleaner that goes around on the floor, and you just turn it loose, and it cleans your floor for you. Isn't that nice? Oil refinery, washing machine. Okay. Now, yeah, jet. Now, so if there are bugs in the software for these, then they can crash. Okay. Now, if your DS crashes when you're trying to play a game, that's kind of frustrating, right? But it's really bad if the computer that's controlling a jet that you're on crashes, right? That's scary. So we help people not have that problem. So next slide. Yeah. When people build software, we help them test it, and we either test it for them, or we teach them how to test it with one of our training classes, or we explain to them how to do better testing. So we are bug hunters, okay, but not bugs scurrying around on the ground, bugs in computers. Like, we're kind of like big spiders for computer bugs, okay, we catch them.